Hello and welcome to another Sim broadcast. I'm Peter Butcher, and you're watching round 252 of Rony's Tuesday Fun Race, round 8 of the 2021 season in the FZ50 GTR at Kyoto GP Alternate. I'm joined in the commentary box today by Eoin Harmon. Hi, Eoin.
Good evening, Pete, and welcome along, viewers. It's lovely to have another round of RTFR. I'm really looking forward to this.
Yeah, another round of RTFR indeed of the 2021 season. And if we look at the calendar, we are at KY3X Alternate, modified layout by Rony himself, I think. And next time, in 2 weeks' time, we are going to another modified track at Rockingham in the LX6. Yes, so we are at a new time, of course. It is now UTC +1 most of the time if you're in Europe or whatever. So just bear in mind that we are starting still at 5:30 in the UTC. So, Eoin, do you want to tell us a little bit about this track and what the viewers can expect today?
Yeah, gladly. So this KY3 Alternate, it's going to use parts of the track you wouldn't expect, such as the Ovals pit lane. You can see the complex between 12, 13 up to 14. That's all going to be featured in the pit lane. And then there's going to be fast sections with the start finish straight, and the looped section. We have the overpass between turns 8 and 9 there. So there's going to be plenty of fast action in the FZR, one of our most potent GT cars in LFS. So it will be a 13 lap contest to see who will be our latest winner in RTFR. So it'll be a bit of a sprint on this 4.8 mile or 7.7 kilometer circuit.
Yeah, thanks for that, Eoin. And the car that everyone's going to be using today, the FZR, 3.6 litre flat 6 rear engine, rear wheel drive, just over a ton in the metric system, and quite a handful around this long lap, especially through the extra chicane that's been added into the alternate pit lane, and obviously the 2 hairpins that we add to this layout. We should go to the track and see how the drivers are doing. I believe we have almost a full server again, nearly 40 cars trying to do qualifying, Eoin. So yeah, who's topping the timesheets and who's looking quick out there?
Well, on pole position, as things stand, it's a new name, maybe familiar to some of you, but it says 69 Yes Lacunas.
Yeah, that's Laguskas, who is using
Laguskas. Oh, okay.
Yes. Alternate name again.
Yeah, I didn't spot that, but well done, Pete. But then your eyes do not deceive you. That is Sidus Unite occupying the front row as well. So it's not Gen R Unite anymore. So seemingly there's been a bit of a transfer business going on.
Yeah, so he's changed team outside of the team change window. So yeah, his team points for Genuine Racing will be frozen, and if indeed they are in the teams championship. Let's refresh our memory as to what's going on in the championships, the various championships that are going on here. In the drivers championship, it's Rick Cardle for Sidus who's leading the way with 156 points ahead of Gen R Unite. That will need changing obviously now that he's representing Sidus, but there we are, 122 points for him. Eoin for World Class Lines, 120 points. Then Mandula for Race Green, the hosts, in P4. Botsy has slipped down to 5th with a bunch of no-shows, and I don't believe he's on the list right now, Eoin. I don't think he's here. Born to Race Spikey, P6. Born to Race Ayub in P7. Then we've got Michael Malik, Lagutskas, who's currently on pole position for this round, and Kozzy rounding out the top 10. Kid and Falcon round out the top 12, and then there's the rest of the top 24 in the Rony's Tuesday Fun Race 2021 Drivers' Championship. Over in the Teams Championship, and you can probably guess who's at the top. Yep, it's Sidus. Then it's Race Green, World Class Lines, the top 3. Born to Race P4, Master Race Car P5, Sim Broadcasts, Father and Sons Racing, Alma Course, Fragmaster, and Fortunato Racing Team rounding out the top 10, with Zaffarellis at the bottom with no points yet on the board, Eoin. Hopefully they can score some points tonight. I think there's one or two of them out there at the moment. In fact, yes, there are a couple of those drivers, 3 I can count on the timing tower right now. So yes, the gap at the top is pretty big, I'd say, although it's a 2.5 minute lap time. We've got a void at the top of the timing sheet, Eoin.
Yeah, it's about half a second, rounding off to the nearest half second. But someone that we need to pay attention to is Yanni Catilla. He's 31st, as he's only recently joined the server. He's on a hot lap right now with 5.5 minutes to go. So this should certainly get him up the order if he's on his absolute best here. This will be turn 17 to 19, but he's actually backed out of it. So he must be trying again.
Yeah, well, hopefully he's got the tyres for it, unless this was just an outlap. He's got a car behind him. He's driving a more traditional World Class Lines livery. We don't normally see him driving in the traditional colours of World Class Lines. He's normally driving something red or blue or a mixture of both. But today he's running the traditional black, white and red WCL livery. WCL are sponsoring this series, €400 in fact, for the Teams and Drivers Championship at the end of the year. Very generous by them, but there we go. Do you want to talk us around this lap, Eoin? Let's see if Rony can finish one.
Yeah, so we begin with our first two corners, the right and left, and it's a run down to a sort of long apex turn 3, and he has a bit of a straight to contend with now. Before the turn 4 takes him to the right, braking should be about 100 meters. Yeah, bang on. Gotta meet that apex nice and neatly. Few sweepers now before this turn number 5. Again, he's got to hold that opposite lock and avoid the grass. Turn 6 takes him to the left and uphill, and 7 goes downhill to the right, and should guide him to the next right hand turn for 8, keeping it nice and flat. There's the bridge coming up, and there should be a heavy braking zone now. Number 9. Oh, he's going to just touch the grass. Oh, into the wall.
That's a disaster.
Very,
he's
very
actually
bad.
binned it at turn 9. I mean, that's why that corner gets its infamous name, that corner, because we see cars binning it into the wall there all the time, don't we, Eoin, during some of the longer races?
Yeah, I'd certainly remember a few practice runs on my own there. That's the one you have to be alert for, or else your lap is spoiled.
Yeah, expertly demonstrated there by Eoin Katilla.
Yeah, he won't be too pleased with us for that. He wanted to be on camera at South, or was it yeah, sorry, what was it? A few weeks ago with South City, I think it was. No, not South City. Fern Bay, yeah. He wants to be on camera for Fern Bay, and if he's on camera for that, he won't be too impressed.
I'd like to draw your attention to a livery I've not seen in a lot of time. Yaroslav Donnelly, currently P19, entering the chicane. Oh wow, as he pitches it over the first couple of apexes there and heads into the alternate pit lane. That is a livery I haven't seen in a lot of years.
And for the uninformed folk, it's a flying lizard, is that right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it looks like it on the side or the side door there. It's a fantastic array of colours. Pit lane racer in 40th has gone for a camouflage.
Yeah, I mean, he's trying to be on maybe undetectable. If he doesn't improve his lap time, he might be undetectable in this race because he might not be on the grid. He's currently P40. As he loses the car, that won't help him. He's got Eoin Katilla just behind him, and he'll need to move. Yeah, he does move out of the way. So yeah, Eoin needs to get this lap in, else Eoin won't be anywhere near the front. In fact, he'll be down in P33 at the moment for the World Class Lines driver.
Yeah, and time is up for anybody who wishes to exit pit lane. You won't be able to get an outlap done in time. But someone just perhaps out of the usual order, he's actually doing quite well, is Rony himself. I haven't seen him qualify this well in my time here in RTFR. So he's in 13th. That's very, very impressive. Hopefully he can carry on that form into the race.
Yeah, we were talking before about a team who haven't scored any points towards the Teams Championship at the moment, the ZFRL team. Here we've got LG Meese, who has been he's some way off the pace, some 10 seconds actually, but hopefully on this attempt he'll be able to put in a better time, and maybe that team will end up scoring some points today, as he loses the car, actually loops the car on the entrance to the chicane. So that looks like that was the brakes far too rearwards potentially on that car. So yeah, an issue there. Might be an improvement, but will it be enough to keep him inside the top 40? Maybe just, as we've got another bumper grid here for Rony's Tuesday Fun Race. Less than a minute to go in qualifying, Eoin. And yeah, we've got quite a span of times, but it's looking tight at the top. It's looking pretty tight. It's got closer actually between Unite and Lugutskas. In fact, yeah, it's quite a there's 30, what's that? Yeah, 300ths between Lugutskas and Unite, and a further 300ths between Unite and Rick Cardle. You would probably expect Rick Cardle to be closer to the front in this car. I know he likes it. As we continue to watch LG Meese as he rounds the final corner with 20 seconds to go, I think the tyres on that car may be shot. And even if he does make it across start-finish, I don't think he's going to be able to complete another lap with that car. But anyway, we'll see. He might just make it across the line. It's going to be close. 8 seconds to go for Meese. Is he going to make it?
3,
He'll make it. There we go.
2,
Just.
yeah, 2 seconds. Perfect timing.
But that's it. Meese will likely be the last car to complete a timed run. It's quite a long lap, 2.5 minutes, so we've still got some time for drivers to set laps. Here we're watching father and son jocks just entering, or exiting rather, the alternate pit lane. Nice handbrake turn around the apex there, and then another hairpin, as we don't use the full oval section on KY3 in this configuration. The drivers have a chicane to navigate, then they have to go down the pit lane, the oval pit lane, before entering the final section of the famous Kyoto GP track. Final corner for Jocks. Will it be an improvement? He's currently 3.4 seconds off the pace, with the best time of a 2-minute 30.4. Looked like a bit of a scrappy exit over the chicane, but round the final corner he comes, and this will be his final attempt of the session. Will it be an improvement? Lagutskas has just improved, Eoin. He's pulled another 1.9 tenths over Unite, and Jocks didn't improve on that lap.
Yeah, that's the gauntlet set there, and people are hoping Lagutskas will hand over a race set down in the chat. I'm not sure if he'd be feeling too generous, but he's got the job mostly done, as we have a few drivers outside the cutoff points, such as Rico. That front right section doesn't look too healthy, but hopefully it's only just cosmetic. We have a roller in front of SBTV's Thilo there, down at the 12-13. You spectated just in time there. I think it was Pit Lane Racer. Rolled the car on those mega curbs, excuse me. That's just unlucky, but Thilo, SBTV's Falca wasn't too thrown off, and he's able to carry on, and he'll qualify in 38th if things remain as are.
Mistaken. I mean, that'll be Thilo's. What would it be? Yeah, it'll be his first legit qualification for RTFR this season, if I'm not mistaken. Apologies if that's wrong, Thilo. But yeah, Thilo's made it in because some drivers dropped out ahead of him. So this is a legitimate time for qualifying today, as he almost loses the car at the final chicane. 9 seconds off pole, but yeah. This is a pickup series, so we don't expect everyone to be tight on times. It's just a fun series. But we love commentating on it and calling the shots, especially at the front of the action. We did have on screen just a moment ago Redbot for Race Green, who at the moment is lapping pretty well. He's 2.2 seconds off the pace, but he's right there with his teammate Race Green Mandula, who we know has pace in these GTR cars. So good turnout there, good showing for Race Green up in the top of the order. Redbot and Mandula are currently P5 and 6 for Race Green.
Well, good thing the session's over, and the SBTV's Falca did get a new personal best for the session locked in, so that's a good job. But as you said, we're down to about 1 or 2 drivers on quality laps.
Yeah, so
it's hard to tell for sure.
Yeah, I think that does bring the qualifying session to a conclusion. Meese was the final car to come across the line, and it looks like he made an improvement, which is good to see. So let's do a full rundown of the qualifying order. We're around about 5 minutes away from the start of our race session here today. And on pole position, it's a familiar name. It is Vytautas Lagutskas, who set an absolutely blistering lap time there, a 2 minutes 26.83 in the end. Unite for Sidus this time, a name we're going to have to stop associating with genuine racing in this series as quickly as possible. He's in P2, front row start for him, 2:27.32. He'll be wanting to make moves on Lagutskas as quickly as possible. Rick Cardle, for Sidus, normally a name we expect to see very, very close to the front. He's still there, but he's on the second row today, 2 minutes 27.62. Then it's Energy Virtual Racing's Victor Veloso. He's no stranger to the FZR, Eoin, and he's starting on the second row as well, alongside Rick Cardle in P4. Row 3 is a Race Green lockout, Mandula, followed by Redbot. Then it's Fadas in P7, followed by Owner. And Yarikatilla and Texas round out the top 10. Jas in P11, Yaroslav Donlik P12, Kid in P13, Rony P14, so Kid actually displaced Rony at the end there. Onifus P15, Lorenzo P16, Jox, Engatini, and Twincam, and Yoni Katilla in P20. Okay, let's have a look at the times outside the top 20 as we make our way through the qualifying results. P21, it's Timu Soini, followed by Dario for Master Race Car, Emre Khan for Master Race Car, the Turkish driver, P23. Elno for SBTV, that's a good qualifying for him. P24, 7-9 for father and son in P25. Then the first of the ZFRL cars, the Muli in P26. Talha, Ayandoni, Lakota, and Hakiroku round out the top 30. Firexter, Magic, Motimukari, Michael, Extoff, Ayub, Red, Tilo, Falkenberg, LG Mies, and Fons round out the top 40. And then I think we've got a couple of times, I believe, just outside the top 40 today. And it's Pit Lane Racer, who didn't make the cut, but he may start the grid if anyone ahead of him has dropped out. And then Rico in P42. So yeah, Owen, a look back at our front row, it looks pretty tasty at the front. It has to be said, Lagutskas there with an absolutely stunning time. He's the only driver below the 2 minutes 27 bracket, and then there's only 2 drivers below the 2:28. So it really looks like it might be those 3 at the front running away with this. What do you think?
Yeah, as we saw in Fern Bay, that's a distinct possibility. The racecraft could be too good for everyone else. Sector 1, the first 2 corners could decide a lot about what happens, but I think those uber quick drivers will be able to escape by the time that corner appears in their windows. So I'd say that's a spot on prediction, but you never know. The battle for the 4th, 5th, and below could be very exciting.
Yeah, and those pesky that pesky turn 9, especially if anyone's following close, we've seen plenty of drivers in recent races putting the car off the road there, and Yoni Katilla will be hoping that he can improve from his P20 start. P20 for Yoni Katilla. To be fair, it's a car that is relatively unfamiliar to him recently. He's been driving the XRR a lot, and switch over to the FZR, clearly not going that well for him so far. But yeah, a late entry into this race, to be fair, and I expect to see Yoni Katilla shooting up the order as we head into the race. Plenty of cars ahead of him, including his dad in P9. Yari Katilla, the highest placed World Class Lions driver, inside the top 10 once again. So good stuff. We should see those 2 battling on track in 2 minutes' time when the race begins. Speaking of the race, what have we got in store? Let's show the audience what is happening. We have how many laps have we got? We got 13 laps beginning at 10 past the hour, and 13 laps around a 2.5 minute track means we should be in for around about 25 minutes, half an hour worth of racing. Last time, Owen, weirdly, we saw quite a lot of drivers running out of fuel, so hopefully they've all worked out what the fuel load is around this open config. It will be slightly different to that of the full fat KY3. 7.7 kilometers, 4.8 miles. It's ever so slightly longer, of course, than the regular KY3. Quite a long track, so hopefully people don't get caught out with that. The rundown to turn 1 especially important, and also the launch really important for the Gutskas. Unite will be wanting to get that job done straight away. But yeah, it does look like quite a void, nearly half a second at the front. Owen.
Yeah, that is a huge amount, even for a track 2.5 minutes long. So the other drivers will be just hoping for a little bit of luck and see what turns out. But certainly, if you're down the back, you'll be hoping to gain a few positions. We have Ayub, I just noticed, is down to 36th. Usually, we see him battling for strong positions, but that just gives him a chance to maybe gain the highest climber note. So we'll be waiting and seeing what happens there. So yeah, if you'd like, there are some more of Tilo's trivia. We can share that if that's something we can fit in.
Yeah, I think we've got a bit of time now. I'll let you know if we run out of time, but yeah, feel free to rattle off a few of those facts for us, provided by Rony and Tilo Falkenberg for today.
Yeah, thank you to both of them. We've had 28 races at the Kyoto Ring in some way, shape or form. The most recent was the LX4 at KY2. Gabor was the winner at that time. The open config for RTFR KY3X or Y, that was last used back in number 193. That was won by Born to Race's Fast, and this is the 6th time overall it will appear. There are 4 drivers equal on wins at Kyoto. That's Kapal, Vahak Pus, Ixion Zeus, and Born to Race Fast. They've all won twice. As for the FZR, it's the 3rd least popular car in terms of turnout, with just the 13.7 driver average in 11 races. Thankfully, that's going to be increased today. The last time the FZR was used was the 134th outing at South City for reverse by that was won by Botsy, and the most times a driver's won in the FZR is twice with Rony, so that's very interesting. And Thilo did qualify on Mare for the first time, as confirmed by himself. So let's go racing, everybody.
Yeah, perfect timing there. Thanks, Owen. The drivers are on the grid and set for lights out here at Kyoto GP Alternate. And look at them. Look how many there are. That is a lot of cars. And yeah, we're just going to wait for the lights here. And yeah, Lagutskas, he's going to be wanting that good launch. Here we go. Lights out. There was a bit of lag there, but there we are. Lagutskas away cleanly, and so are the rest of the 39 drivers on this grid. And it looks like there's going to be a slipstream battle to turn 1 already, Owen.
Yeah, Unite has taken the outside line. He's used his teammate to good effect there, but he's given up briefly. Lagutskas has maybe understood a little bit out of turn 2, but it's a clean getaway. But look at Cardle is in trouble with Veloso on his outside now. That's going to be a run down to corner number 4. So we'll see who breaks latest. Yeah. Lagutskas, oh, that's too late. He's going to drift up. That's Unite into the lead. And now his new teammate is going to perhaps buffer everybody behind for the moment.
Yeah, and it's not a great start for... Well, it is actually quite a good start for Yoni Katila. Sorry, I saw Timu Soini and thought, well, Yoni Katila's not made a good start, but Yoni Katila has made a good start. He's up a bunch of places, but yeah, news at the front, obviously, is that Unite has made the jump.
Oh, we have a crash. It's 7-9 and LG Mies have come together. They're down at turn 6 and 7. They were just locked together and sent each other into a spin, but they're to carry on down the back.
Sidus' Unite. I nearly called him Gen R Unite. Sidus' Unite leads the way ahead of Lagutskas, the last lap motorsports driver, driving for Yes Motorsport today. So everyone's changing teams and trying to confuse us in the commentary box. Rick Cardle's still in 3rd place. Victor Veloso looked like he was going to have a run on Rick, but that didn't end up coming through as all the cars file their way through this little chicane here. You can see everybody bobbling over the curbs there. Yeah, it's a great little combo, this, especially with this...
Oh, that's Jari Katila. Jari Katila's been pitched into the air and behind the barriers, and there's a B2R car. Lots of chaos.
Yeah, absolute
carnage. I just caught the very back of that. Viewers, unfortunately, I didn't see exactly what happened.
It just looks like a bottleneck, doesn't it? And yeah, I have to say, Unite's had a great start to this race. He's actually gapped Lagutskas by half a second, over half a second, in fact, as we head round the final corner onto lap number 2. And if Rick Cardle can get a good exit, which he needs in order to stay ahead of Victor Veloso, he hasn't got a good exit. Victor's going to have a run here for sure. This is the unrestricted variant of the FZR, so Victor most certainly will be under the rear wing of that purple and yellow Sidus car by the end of the home straight for sure.
Yeah, so just to confirm, Jari decided to pit with Control P and has resumed the race, but he's going to be nearly 3 miles behind everyone else as we complete our first lap. And Donnelly defending. Unfortunately for him, that's Rony through.
Yeah, Rony's had a great start, hasn't he? He's up into the top 10. Yeah, a bit unusual. Oh, as we've got a car off behind. Who is that? Is that Owner?
Yeah, Owner. I think that is Owner in the pink.
Yeah, Yarda's having another go.
SPTV cars is there.
Yarda's having another go at Rony. Hasn't managed to make that stick. Jeffin Jacob Redbot, he's down a few places. He started P6. He's down in P11 at the moment. And Kid is having a go at owner now as well in the back. But the story at the front is that Unite is still gapping, or just about. Yeah, he's the gap's coming down a little bit at the beginning of this lap, some three tenths of a second, but we'll see. Rick Cardle is nowhere near the back of Lagutskas through the first sector, and he's under threat a little bit, you have to say, from Victor Veloso, the Energy Virtual Racing driver, who confused me a little bit. He's not driving a traditional EVR skin.
No, unfortunately not. We saw that team do extremely well at the 6 hours of West Hill. So it would be nice to see a little bit of notoriety for that particular livery. But unfortunately for some of us, he decided to go a different scheme. But if he can get himself behind Ricardo and into the slipstream, he'll be very, very pleased with that. On board with Yannick Attila, this is where his father had his certainly race spoiling airborne assault. So thankfully he's now got his son to cheer for. SBTV's Kid has the outside. You can only hope for the cutback heading into turns 15, 16 maybe.
Yoni got that a bit wrong. He got that a bit wrong. I think he turned in too early and had to correct on the exit, and that caught Kid by surprise. A bit unusual, but anyway, Yoni is driving through the field. He's really carving his way through, but he's really, really, really far behind the leaders now because of that qualifying. The leaders have just disappeared, and Yoni's having to carve his way through. The top FM driver, Fragmaster's Fat Ass, is in P number 5. That's Santu Sarah driving for Fragmasters, otherwise known as Fatal Unfair to those in the know. Crosses start finish. Yeah, he's going to be wanting to catch up to Victor as quickly as possible on this lap. Texas in P6, and Onifus, the other FM driver in this race, in P7. Yannick Attila up to P12. That's the story of this lap.
Well, if you want to see some battles, I think we do need to look towards the rear half of the field. I'm just trying to find exactly where it was that I saw. Yeah, Ayub and Lakota. Oh, Lakota goes to a slide, and Ayub has to correct. So it's a Frisian cow livery, from what I can tell there from Lakota. But thankfully, Ayub was able to avoid a sort of reactive mistake and carried on with his position, gained, and Fire Exeter's just in between there.
Yeah, a little bit of a confusing one for Ayub. I definitely would have expected him to be higher up on the grid, has to be said. So yeah, maybe just lack of practice or something or other. Because I as far as I thought, he was a dab hand at the FZR. But anyway, there we are. He's down in just inside the top 30 now. Actually, story at the front is that Unite is holding his own against Lagutskas.
Yeah, that's a great start for your new team. If you can keep it going. Lead is exactly a second, or 1.01. So I can keep that going. Yeah, he's gained a few extra hundreds. Rony there in competition for 7th place against Onifus. Unfortunately, that traction let him down heading out of turn 13.
Yeah, he didn't get that right at all. Got a bit of a wobble on the concrete. It is quite slippy, but yeah, definitely didn't go right for him. And that's Yannick Attila in the background. He's just made a move on Redbot, which means he's inside the top 10 now, Eoin.
Yeah, so he's gained half of what he started. So if he can somehow find his way into top 5, I'd say you'd be very pleased with that.
Yeah, so if you're just joining us and you're wondering what is all this pit lane shenanigans, this is Kyoto GP Alternate for this 252nd iteration of Rony's Tuesday Fun Race in Live for Speed. And Rony, we are currently watching, is in P8.
Slipstream battle is taking place. Lorenzo versus Twin Cam. They're crossing the line this moment. Twin Cam doesn't know which side to pick. Lorenzo is fighting as hard as he can in his Gulf inspired livery, and eventually he has to relent. Twin Cam gains position.
Yeah, but not for long. Look at this. He's got the draft on the back straight. Lorenzo needs to keep his foot in it if he wants to get the move done. He's lifted off too much there, so I think Twin Cam's safe. The highest placed Born to Race driver, P16. That is something I didn't think I'd be saying today, Eoin.
Me neither. They would have been familiar with this car more than any other team, apart from maybe the former Scotsman racing team. I'm not sure he wants to be associated with them anymore. But there you go. They'll be very familiar with the car, but maybe not the track.
Yeah, Eoin's made another place. He's moved up a position on Yaroslav Donelik. Now he's going after Rony. Yeah, Eoin is the man on the move. He's up 11 places already in this race, and it's the big green machine up ahead of him that he's going to want to get past next. Let's ride on board as he heads up towards the Spoon corner. Then he'll be onto the oval and through the alternate pit lane. Let's ride on board with Rony Cottilla and see how... Well, let's see if he can make quick work of Rony, as Rony runs a little bit wide through Spoon.
Yeah, that corner just feels like it goes on forever and ever. And eventually you're allowed your full throttle fun on the oval section. Maybe we didn't get to see this with Yanni's hot lap on
Change
board.
for the lead. Change for the lead. There's been maybe an error for Unite at some point on this lap. I just noticed it on the timing tower. There's a 1.5 second void now between the lead two. What's happened to Unite?
Yeah,
sorry,
that's a great question. I wish I saw that, but it is a mistake. It must have happened at the chicane or thereabouts. Oh, and Yanni has been tagged in the back by Yaroslav and allows Redbot to play Tokyo Drift, and he's been tagged himself as SBTV's kid. Just has to say, move it, please. And Yaroslav puts up his hands and says, that was my fault, so he gives back the place. Owner is not going to feel that generous, so eventually Yanni does get the move done. Unfortunately, a lot of moving and shaking. There's Owner, was a big profiteer there. He does benefit hugely.
Yeah, Owner occupies what will that be? That will be a top 10 place now for him as Rony Cottilla crosses the line. We'll get his position update. He's now behind Rony again. So yeah, he was right there. He was ready to make the move, but he's going to have to catch up and do it all again if he wants to progress any more in this race. Rony himself is catching up to the back of Onifus, and it looks like Texas has had a bit of a mare of a lap as well. Oh no, in fact, yeah, Texas and Onifus are battling.
Oh no, don't put him on the grass.
That was cheeky, wasn't it?
Yeah, Texas is a very feisty driver. Particularly, I remember at Fern Bay, he was very, very determined. Onifus does unfortunately pay the price for going on the grass, and Rony has the position.
Yeah, Ronny's on a mission here, isn't he? He says thank you very much. A little bit of another oversteer moment for Rony. I wonder if he's having rear tyre issues as Texas runs onto the grass. Ronny's going to have a great run, and we'll try around the outside. Surely not. Well, he's still on the outside. He's got a nose. He's got a nose there. There's contact. There is more contact as we go under the bridge. Yeah, through turn number 9. You don't want that. Rony's going to be on the grass, and there's more contact. Rony again slams into the back of Rony. Oof, yeah, that's uncomfortable viewing. Yanni's going to let Rony through, but in doing so, almost tags him again. There goes Twin Cam, and yeah, this is a race to forget for both these drivers now. Yanni was just caught out by how slow those two were going through turn 9. I think, yeah, Texas and Rony going side by side through turn 9, it's just not a thing. You just don't do that. They should have organised that before the corner, but anyway, big winner there, Onifus.
Yeah, it seems like if your name starts with letter O, you're going to benefit. It's like a game of bingo.
Yes, so Yo-Yo Cottilla is outside the top 10 once again, thanks to running into the back of Rony, who was going slowly battling with Texas through turn 9, that corner. Unite still holds the fastest lap. He's held off his teammate, but Lugutskas has been allowed to run away at the front as we enter lap number 6. Just under halfway through round number 8 of RTFR 2021. Riders really need to get a wriggle on, don't they, if they want to overthrow the Yes Motorsport driver.
Yaroslav Donelik had a wobble out of the final chicane. That will be turn 19, I'd anticipate. So
yeah, he's lost out. He's lost out to Owner, as well as who's that ahead? Is that just Owner? But yeah, Texas. Somehow Texas is still in P7 after that foray with Rony. There goes Redbot. He's making a move on Yarder.
No, not enough space for the two of them. Redbot started the lap in 11th, and now he's going to be 9th. SBTV Kid now into 10th.
Yep.
Elmo has taken a pit stop. I'm not sure why.
Huh. We'll find out at the end.
Yeah, it says damages in the.
Is that
He says
real
it
or something
himself.
happening? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
And Xtoff has made a mistake at the final complex. He was all on his own there on 31st, and can't be sure what happened, but he will be frustrated with that. He was on his own, so.
Owner's on a mission. Yeah, he's going through the order like nothing else at the moment, and it looks like Yoni and Rony lost the position again. I can't work this out. I don't know what's going on between these two today. Yeah.
Twin Cam was the one who got them last lap, Pete.
Okay. Yes.
So I'd say they are still roughly the same order. Down at the very back, Yari Katila has actually been able to perform an overtake. Pit lane racer was at turns 12 and 13.
They're about to be lapped.
They're going to be lapped very soon. That's a great observation. Pit lane racer just cannot get the handle of that rear end. He's struggling badly. So Yari Katila, who had to give up about 3 minutes to everyone else, or 2 minutes to everybody else, is trying his best to collect some team points with his teammate Timu Soini all the way ahead of him in 36th.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and suggest that Lagutskas did not expect to be lapping cars within 5 or 6 laps around a 2.5 minute lap, but alas, that is Pit Lane Racer ahead of him, and hopefully Pit Lane Racer gets out of the way and lets Lagutskas through.
Yeah, his setup can't be right, unfortunately. His tyres are freezing cold. That doesn't make a lot of sense for a sprint race, so yeah, he does successfully move out of the way for our podium sitters. So unfortunately, his setup, I think, has let him down, and he'll be very, very disappointed with that.
Well, as we predicted before the start of the race, the top 3 have absolutely destroyed the rest. To be fair, Victor Veloso is sticking with these guys, but there is still a 2-second void between Rick and Victor. Behind them, you go past the 10-second mark from the leader to the FM guys, Fatas and Onifus P5 and 6. With Owner, the surprise entry in the top 10 for me. He's in P7 at the moment after Texas and Rony had a bit of a ding-dong at that corner on a lap 5, I think it was. Yaroslav Donelik, he'll be happy with his top 10 position at the moment, I imagine. And Redbot, he has overthrown Mandula, who, unbeknownst to us, has dropped down the order Eoin quite a lot in this race. He's only just inside the top 20 after qualifying in P5.
Elmo is just in our ear saying he had an exceedingly high amount of camber on his right side. So that explains why I need to make a pit stop. You were saying there, Pete, about Donelik in the top 10. It's those drivers behind him we should be worried about, as Yoni Katila gained on Kid and the twin cam as well. So 2 positions have been earned there, but Rony would have been frustrated not to have caught twin cam back, because he was going to have a faster exit out of turn 2. But with turn 3 coming up, he just had to take the outside line, and it didn't suit him to go for that move. But he's going to go high on the oval section with Kid. Oh, Kid will compromise twin cam there a little bit, and that's pedestrian speeds there for the Irishman. Thankfully, he's still going to hold up position, but he's lost so badly, and he's lost really badly to Kid. He just has to focus about Emre Khan here and Rony behind him.
Yeah, Emre Khan there. He thought all of his Christmases had arrived at once or something, because he had Rony and Twin Cam going at it.
Lorenzo was pointing the wrong way at the turn 14 hairpin, and I feel he's caused his rear tires a bit of a problem. Just have to wait and see where Lorenzo reappears. I think Ingatini is still behind him, and yet Ingatini has been overtaken at turn 17 by Dario.
Yeah, Teo is a team we haven't seen much in Rony's races recently. They more regularly frequent the Fragmasters event, especially Fox Friday. But yeah, Ingatini here representing them in P18 at the moment. Lagutskas is coming up a bit against a bit of traffic. That of Jari Katila. I'm sure Lagutskas won't really have wanted Jari's slipstream through the high downforce section as he goes through that corner and makes it stick. And Unite will be next to lap the world-class Lions driver. And you have to say, I made it a little bit easier for Unite than he did for Lagutskas.
Yeah, but he is a quick enough driver to be able to perhaps stay behind Unite for another lap or so. Ricardo will catch him up as well to lap him, but he certainly wouldn't be there under normal circumstances, as Emery Can tackles turn 9 himself.
Yeah, doing what most people should do and back off of the driver ahead of you if you're not going to make the move into there. So yeah, Twin Cam lives to fight another day. He was passed by Rony on this lap, but yeah, he's still in P14 and now defending hard from the MRC driver. And behind those guys, it's a recovering Mandula. Mandula's in P16 at the moment.
Yeah, you can tell he was involved with something earlier on. You can see that front left section is bent out of shape, but not enough to force him to make mistakes or any such thing. The gap at the top is down to 0.8 of a second after the lap traffic, and there was a fastest lap, in fact, by Sidus's Unite. That was a 2:27.85. So the pressure is back on the race leader, Pete.
Good stuff. We just watched a great overtake by Mandula. I think he's going to lose that place again. But yeah, let's focus on the front for a little bit. Unite is loving this, hasn't he? He's loving a challenge at the moment, and the Lagutskas hasn't got this easy. We've got 4 laps to go after this one, and Unite smells another win. He's had 2 in quick succession, actually, in Rony's Tuesdays fun races recently. One at West Hill and another one in the FBM at, West Hill, and what was the other one? Can't remember now. Someone will remind me in the chat, I'm sure. But anyway, Unite is wanting to get a win here for sure for his new team. He had it. He had the lead, and then something happened that we missed, and he dropped behind Lagutskas again. As we go through turn 9, the gap has gone back up, Eoin.
Yeah, so that's crucial for Lagutskas' race. I was watching SPTV Kid. He got the job done against Donalik at turn number 4, although the doors were banging off each other briefly. I'd say that was a fair move. And Yanni Katila in 8th place. If we can just look at the rear, you can probably just pick out the bumper, yeah, exactly, of SPTV Kid. So plenty more work for Yanni to do.
Yeah, the 2 Czech drivers at the moment. The battle of the Czechs is going to Kid as it goes. I know that Kid, Yaroslav and Michael like to get into fights during Rony's Tuesday Fun Race. Michael's outside the top 20 at the moment, though, so Kid in P11 will be happy with that for now. But Yaroslav definitely won't be, and he'll want to be getting that fantastic livery. I love that livery ahead of Kid.
Oh,
might have
heavy
it.
bump, yeah, but actually Donalik, Donalik benefits, yeah, sorry.
Or has he? They're still side by side as we head up to the hairpin. Kid on the inside, he'll have the advantage in the braking zone. Yarda's going to have to try and go around the outside or do the switch back. Oh, there's not a lot of room there. It's quite a wide oval, but yeah, side by side, these two are having a great race. And Yarda concedes. There's been drama at the front. I'm not sure quite what's happened here, Eoin, but the gap at the front is 6 seconds now.
Yeah, we just missed that again. So.
Yeah, there's damage on Unite's car, in fact. Why do we keep pointing the cameras away from him? I don't know what's going on. As soon as we point the cameras away from Unite, he drops the car, apparently. Not sure what's happened there. But anyway, there we go. The 2 Sidus cars back together again. And the Lagutskas, well, he can afford to lose a second and a bit a lap, and he'll still win.
Yeah, so Sidus Gabor is in the chat. So the unique element of RTFR is we can get the drivers interacting with each other, or in this case we have a teammate from the sidelines shouting instructions. So Gabor's not happy with his new teammate, So that might be the race for first place wrapped up with 4 laps to go.
Yeah, well, it's not over till the fat lady sings, as they say, especially not in the FZR around a tricky track like this, but Lagutskás is a solid pair of hands when it comes to the GTRs, so unless he makes an uncharacteristic error, it should be his for the taking. The S Motorsport driver currently leading this race by over 5 seconds over this man, Unite, who's switched teams to Sidus and is currently leading Rick Kardle by under a second at the moment.
Battle for 20th and 21st maybe taking effect here. It's Lorenzo with Michael behind, Michael Malik. They're going to be pushing each other hard here as the underpass is going to arrive now. So if Lorenzo can hold his own, I'd say he has this sector under control, and it's looking mighty fine. So now the spoon curve. Just gotta wait and wait, hold your RPM at about 6,500 before slamming on that accelerator. That was well executed there by both of our drivers.
So Lagutskás comes across the line to make it 3 to go here in round number 8 of RTFR 2021. Unite comes across the line days behind at this point. Then it's Rick Kardle, and Victor Veloso he's stuck with these two pretty well. Rick has been far more consistent, you'd have to say, than Unite in this race. I think Unite will be kicking himself after this for sure. I'd like to find out what happened. I'm sure we will in post. But there we are. Fatas and Onifus for FM are in P5 and 6 at the moment. Then it's Texas, who is quite close behind the FM driver. I wonder if he can make that gap come down in the last, about 7 or so minutes now that we've got left in this race. Yoni Katilla has made it back into the top 10. I wonder if he can keep it there. Judging by past moves, it might be game over for him if he catches up to Texas again. But anyway, there we go. P8 for now for the world-class Lions driver. Then Honor, he's still in the top 10. He's in P9. And Redbot rounds out the top 10.
A handy summary there, everybody. Teemu Soini is the latest world-class Lions car that needs to be overtaken for blue flags. And it just feels like he's had a very, very rough day. As a matter of fact, his most successful teammate is made up by him as well. So we now rejoin our race leader on board, and the track becomes one of its own here. As you can see, the custom barriers are built. The hay bales will stop any driver hopefully having a terrible accident. Here we go, turns 12 and 13. The pit lane blocked off so no one can do anything silly. And now a lap driver is overtaken at the hairpin of turn 14.
Oh, Santu's had a bit of a wobble, and it looks like Yoni Katilla is making a move on the back of Texas, or he's going to try to. No, not quite close enough into this chicane section. But yeah, Texas, his days are numbered, you'd have to say. And Yoni moves to the inside down the straight in this pit lane. And I think he's got that move wrapped up unless Texas sends one around the outside or does the switchback. It's gone quite deep and he's not going to make the move. So Katilla up to P7.
Yeah, that's a very successful move. Oni goes to battle Onifus for position.
Yeah, I reckon on his pace he should make it past Onifus. Maybe we've got 2 laps to go after this one. Yeah, he'll probably make that. He'll get up to the back of him. Whether he makes the move is anyone's guess. But anyway, 2 laps to go here. Lagutskás is coming across the line. He's gone across the line. He's down at turn 3 already. This is crazy. Absolute scenes here in RTFR. Lagutskás is on fire. Unite has maintaining the gap to his teammate, but definitely not making any inroads on our leader. The gap up to 7 seconds nearly at the front. And yeah, a race that could have been for Sidus for sure. I bet Botsy wishes he was in the race. Needs to show these guys what Sidus can do.
There's some agony for MRC's Dario. He was at the 12-13 chicane, pit lane racer was in those hay bales trying to get out, but unfortunately Dario's car spun round and was facing the wrong way, and with all of his rivals whizzing by, he decided to spectate and retire from the race. Just he couldn't find a safe place to turn around, and there would have been no yellow flags to neutralize that sector, so he decided enough is enough.
I'm going to say that I'm glad, well, I'm not glad, obviously. I'm not happy that Zdravko's not joining us in the commentary box today, but if he was, he would be very unhappy to watch what's about to happen. Eoin is about to overtake one of his teammates as we head through turn 9. Look at that run that Eoin has. That's crazy. He's already on the outside of Onifus. Not a traditional move to overtake around Spoon Curve. But here we go. Onifus on the inside. And Eoin's trying to do it around the outside. What a move.
Oh, wow.
Got a car off there as well.
Yeah, that must be a lapped car, Pete. Just has to get out of the way.
Yeah. What a move. Yeah. I can say with absolute certainty that Zdravko would not have liked that. Anyway, there we go. Oh, and Eoin's lost it nearly. That chicane just isn't fun, is it? When you hook a wheel or something. And Onifus is going to have a go here. Eoin has to go defensive. Onifus is going to try and make it stick around the outside, returning the favour to Eoin. No, I don't think so. Eoin has that place for now, as we are on to the final lap, Eoin.
Indeed, it was great defensive driving from Eoin, but it is all about Laguskas driving for Yes Motorsport. He has a near 10-second lead.
Over Rick Cardle now.
Yeah, Rick Cardle has managed to overtake Unite.
So again, off camera.
Yeah, he wasn't doing any sort of trash talking in the chat today. So
let's get a move for Unite on camera. Come on.
Here we go. Teammates battle.
He's not going to make it, is he? Because he's on camera.
Not turn 4, unfortunately. Maybe turn 5. Oh, just so awkward at that complex. Yeah, his best chance will be the turns 12 and 13, I think. He'll get a run out with the spoon curve.
Further down the order, Kids and a Mare. He's been overtaken by Mandula, whose car is looking a little worse for wear, which probably explains what happened at the beginning of the race. He's got damage to the front left of that car, or somewhere in the middle, I guess. So yeah, battle scars all round for Race Green. Lagutskas, though, entering the oval for the final time in this race. He has had a stunner. 10 seconds the gap over Rick Cardle now. So yeah, just these two battling together has just let Lagutskas fly away at the front. Rick Cardle will be happy if he can keep ahead of his teammate for sure. You always want to be ahead of your teammate, especially if you're leading the championship, which Rick Cardle is. Unite, if you remember, was P2 in the championship. And yeah, he'll probably stay there after this race for sure. He would have wanted to finish ahead of Rick, not just because he's his new teammate, but also because he's his direct championship rival. But yes, it does look like Unite is going to be a good asset to Sidus. What do you think, Eoin?
Yeah, I'd say they'll be very impressed with their new signing. He just needs a little bit more time, and he'll be churning out some great results.
Yeah, I bet knowing Nico, he'll blame the skin for his poor performance. Anyway, Lagutskas rounding the final corner in this race, and yeah, what a race it's been.
Yeah, the prediction at the start of the race proved to be very, very worthwhile. So it is Laguskas crossing the line to take victory inside 32 minutes and 19 seconds. And he performed the fastest lap just to mark that victory all of his own, with Ricardo second and Unite third. Yeah,
great stuff between these guys. Energy Virtual Racing's Victor Veloso comes across the line P4. A good performance in the end. He stuck with those guys pretty well, you have to say. And yeah, fairly close in the end, only 3 seconds separating them. Fatas crosses the line for Fragmasters to make it P5 for them. But yeah, Onifus won't make it. Well, yeah, he's not going to make it behind his teammate because Eoin got him a couple of laps from the end. Onifus has to settle for P7. Then it's Texas, Redbot, and Owner with a top 10. A good performance for him. And then a bit of a shock for us to say, but yes, Born to Race didn't manage to get a car in the top 10 today. Twin Cam has to settle for P11. Mandula started P5, finishes P12. Yaroslav Donelik takes home Czech honours. He managed to finish ahead of SBTV's Kid in the end, actually, so we missed that. Yaroslav managed to get back on Kid. Emre Khan for MRC finishes P15. Rony himself P16. Ayub, after starting well into the 30s, he finishes P17. Iron Donny finishes P18. Michael Malik P19. Jazz P20. Magic P21. Lorenzo P22. The Mooley comes across the line in P23. And we're just waiting for a handful more cars. There's a SBTV car there. That's Lakota for Viaduct Czech, and then Elmo in P25. Pyrexter finishes P26. Then it's 7-9 for FNS in P27. Born to Race Red in P28. And there comes Tilo in P29. So yes, Lugutskas is just doing his victory lap, Eoin, and he'll have to go and find his way to the podium wherever it is. I'm not sure where Rony's placed it on this track, actually. Probably somewhere near the fancy chicane layout, near the pit lane, as Lugutskas actually bails from the race. Maybe he ran out of fuel. Anyway, Rick Cardle, yeah, he'll be happy with P2. Maybe not as happy as he would have been with P1. And Unite would have loved to have kept that win on his debut, or kept the front, I suppose, on his debut. We hope here that Lugutskas will rejoin the track and take up his place on the victory lane. But yeah, we'll just have to wait a few moments to see what's going on with that. Yeah, Eoin, pretty fun one, that.
Indeed, yeah. We saw the chicane installed for this custom layout. It proved very, very challenging for some of our drivers. But in general, it was a quality run from Lugutskas, with Sidus doing their level best, but they just couldn't stop him. And then we had a great run for Yanni Katila. He had a lot of positions gained after he only spent perhaps 1/6 of the session in the lobby. And a few other drivers will be disappointed with their runs. But a huge majority of drivers finished, and we can be very pleased with that.
Well, there we have it. Lugutskas has taken up his place on the mantle, and yeah, that brings to a close round number 8 of Rony's Tuesday Fun Race 2021 here on simbroadcasts.tv. What can the viewers expect in the next few weeks and months from Rony's Tuesday Fun Race? Well, in 2 weeks' time on RTFR, we are heading to Rockingham for another custom layout. This time in the LX6, as it happens. That's in 2 weeks' time here on Sim Broadcasts from Rockingham 6 Modified. Not sure what that track is. I'm looking forward to see it. That'll be here on Tuesday, the 22nd of April from 5 o'clock UTC, round 9 of the championship. Then we look forward to a week later than that will be Rony's Tuesday Fun Race XL round 4. That'll be on Tuesday, the 20th of April at the same time. All right, Eoin, I think it's time to bring the broadcast to a close for tonight. A great performance yet again from Lugutskas. He seems to be everywhere, doesn't he? He's super quick in these GTRs. And he held off the 2 Sidus drivers, Rick Cardle P2, Unite P3, Victor Veloso P4, Fatas P5, Yanni Katila P6. And let's get final confirmation of the full results of tonight's action. So there you are. There's our podium. After Yanni Katila, we have Onifus, Texas, Redbot, and Ona rounding out the top 10. Twin Cam, Mandula, Yaroslav Donelik, Kid, Emre Khan, Rony, Ayub, Donny, Michael, and Jas rounding out the top 20. Further down the order, the final page, we have Magic, Lorenzo, the Mooley, Lakota, Elmo, Firexter, 7-9, Red, Tila Falkenberg, and Xtoff rounding out the top 30. Yari Katila, Jox, LG Mies, Motim Mukari, Soini, Pitlane Racer, Dario Engatini, Hakiroku, and Talha, the 40 drivers. And the fastest lap there going to Vitautas Lugutskas on the final lap, a 2:27.06. So not quite able to get near his amazing quali lap. But yes, in a sprint race, it's impressive to get close to your quali time in the race anyway. So yeah, good effort for him. I think that would have, in fact, been pole position if I'm not mistaken, Eoin, because yes, the other two, well, the two Sidus drivers were some way into the 27s. So even during the race, Lugutskas setting the timing screens alight. Okay, thank you for joining me, Eoin. That draws our coverage of RTFR this week to a close. I've been Peter Butcher. He's been Eoin Harmon. And yeah, we'll see you next time. Have a good one.
Good night.